In this episode, we hike with reindeer across the windswept Cairngorm Mountains, sleep in a haunted Highland castle where things go bump in the night, and stand on the blood-soaked moor where Scotland's fate was sealed in a single brutal hour. Then, just when you think it can't get more epic, we storm the halls of Tulloch Castle, the medieval marvel with more acting credits than most Hollywood stars.
From ghost stories and battlefield echoes to antlers, kilts and crumbling stone towers, we're diving deep into the soul of the Highlands. So buckle up, because this journey through history is wild, woolly and maybe just a little haunted.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go. We are all looking for adventure. 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 We are all looking for adventure.
Hello and welcome. So today we are on a mission, and no, it's not to find Nessie. Today we are looking for the real locals here in the Scottish Highlands, the Cairngorm Reindeer.
Friendly, fluffy and frankly living their best life here in the Scottish Highlands.
Tucked into the heart of the Cairngorm Mountains is Britain's only free-ranging reindeer herd, a little piece of the Arctic right here in Scotland. The herd was reintroduced back in 1952 by a very determined Swedish herder and a Scottish naturalist who basically said, you know what Scotland needs? More reindeer. And honestly, they were right. Before you trek up to meet the herd, you get a quick briefing. And trust me, it's worth paying attention.
Top tips include, don't run, don't try to ride the reindeer, and yes, they will try to nibble your pockets if you smell like snacks.
The walk to the reindeer isn't too tough, about 20 minutes up a rocky path. Good shoes, a sense of adventure, and possibly a waterproof jacket are key. This is Scotland after all.
And remember, drones are a no-go. The reindeer don't appreciate aerial paparazzi.
Obviously, the reindeer prefer to use the walkways as well.
This is pure magic, just like stepping into a Christmas card, but without the bad jumpers.
Exactly, he's really lovely.
Bookings are essential, as they only visit the herd once a day. This is to minimise the impact of human contact and hand feeding. Hand feeding these beautiful animals is an absolute must-do, and it's the only way to get up close and personal, because the reindeer do not like to be patted at all. So these guys are surprisingly gentle, and their nose, it's velvety soft. It's like they're telling a whisper into your hand as you're feeding them. They are just gorgeous.
And if you're wondering, do they smell bad? No, they smell like a mixture of earth, pine needles and clean mountain air.
Being here isn't just about seeing animals. It's about stepping into a slower, wilder rhythm of life. No rush, no noise, just you, the hills, and a herd that's been here longer than most of our modern problems.
It's a reminder that nature isn't just out there, it's part of us. Ancient, beautiful, and worth protecting.
So this guy is Sherlock. He was head of the herd. Not too sure whether he still will be because he's been desexed, but he's got some pretty impressive antlers. So if you're ever near Cairngorm, do yourself a favour. Leave your schedule at the door, lace up your hiking boots and come and find the magic.
And maybe leave the snacks at home because you don't want to be that tourist.
In the Highlands of Scotland, where the mist kisses the stones and history whispers through every corridor, we found a place that feels more like a time machine than a hotel. Hello. So tonight we are in Dingwall, and we're staying here at Tulloch Castle. Pretty exciting to be staying in a castle, but the interesting thing about this place is they tell us it's haunted.
Well, that's no good. I really need a good night's sleep.
Tulloch Castle dates back to the 12th century. That's older than most family feuds around here. Originally home to Clan Davidson, it is now an incredible hotel where you can actually sleep in rooms that royalty and rogues once roamed. Most noteworthy, Prince William actually stayed in our room.
All the rooms have their own story and some their own ghosts. The most famous of all, the Green Lady, said to haunt the halls with her green glow.
No sign of her yet, but I'll let you know if she photobombs us. So last night we went and did the ghost tour. It was only £5 each and it was quite late in the evening, and it was run by a quirky night porter called Rodney.
It was very interesting, but also a little spooky.
So of course with that also comes more and more deaths, whether natural, accidental or violent.
All of the rooms have their own story, but ours seems to be particularly haunted.
Your room used to actually be the master bedroom chamber.
So our room used to be the master bedroom for the household, and one of the previous owners, a guy by the name of Davidson, he was also known as the Stag, because just like a stag deer, he had lots of does. This man was married 5 times, but he also enjoyed quite a few affairs.
What was interesting about our room was that it used to have a story above, but it burnt down in a fire and it was never rebuilt. But what remained was a secret staircase that was accessed by a wardrobe.
Now, this secret staircase was frequented by some of the servants of the Stag. For example, the scullery maid would come up to give him a helping hand.
We're actually looking at a painting right behind me of his wife at that current time, the children with that wife, and Elizabeth.
Unfortunately, his daughter Elizabeth came into the room one day and caught him in the act. She was so shocked that she ran out of the room, falling down the stairs, breaking her neck and dying.
When she was hastily running down the staircase, she tripped and fell and died of a broken neck. And today, Elizabeth is better known as the Green Lady of Tulloch.
Now, it's said that his daughter Elizabeth is the Green Lady who haunts the halls of this castle with a green aura around her. Now, Rodney also told us that the mirror that used to be behind the camera would often show the ghost of the Stag himself looking at whoever was visiting in this room. He'd be smoking his pipe and sipping on a dram of whiskey.
It has also been reported that the middle mirror of the dresser often has a dark shape in it.
And we were advised not to look in the centre mirror. Not only that, male guests who sleep in the bed behind us have said to been awoken by the ghost of the scullery maid as she stands at the foot of the bed grinning at them.
Guests often hear children running in the hall and a dog scratching at the door, but when they go out and check, there's nobody there.
Suffice to say, this place supports numerous ghosts and spirits. So I think we're in for a hauntingly good time. Anyway, we're hoping for a good night's sleep after all of that. Spooky place. Yeah, it's midnight. So yeah, we'll see if we get any sleep. Good night.
Oh, we're still alive.
Yeah, I think they're nice ghosts.
Okay.
One of them's called Casper. From secret staircases to stories that echo through walls, Tulloch Castle is more than just a stay. It's an experience, one that leaves you a little more enchanted, a little more curious, and maybe, just maybe, a wee bit more Scottish.
To history and mystery and a great night's sleep.
Some landscapes are shaped by time, others are shaped by sacrifice. Today, Sharon and I walk among the echoes of Culloden, where a dream ended and history changed forever.
Today we're not just visiting a place, we're honouring a memory.
Culloden is not just a relic, it's a living story rooted deep in the soil beneath our feet. A story where courage met tragedy on a very cold and chill April morning.
In 1746, 2,000 Highlanders stood here, fighting not just for a prince, but for a way of life, a language, a culture, a future that would slip away with the smoke of the battle.
Imagine wet ground, bitter wind, the thunder of cannons and the cries of men. The charge of the Highlanders against the steel of a modern army. And within an hour, it was over. 1,000 lives ended where we now stand. These stones tell the silent story, clan names carved into eternity. Here lie the Frasers, the MacDonalds, the Camerons, brave souls who never saw the dream realised.
This field isn't empty. It carries every heartbeat, every prayer, every last breath taken in defiance and hope.
So Culloden is not about loss, it's about remembrance. It's about not forgetting the cost of ambition, the price of dreams, and the enduring strength of a people who refused to be erased.
When the winds sweep across the moor, it's as if the voices of the fallen have risen, whispering courage, even when defeated, still matters. Culloden asks only one thing of us, that we remember.
And we do. We leave Culloden not as tourists, but as witnesses. This is sacred ground, and in honouring it, we carry its story forward. Culloden Battlefield is definitely worth a visit.
Through the mist and through the storm.
Rising from the Scottish mist like a stone giant mid-thought, Doon Castle stands proud. A castle with more star power than a Hollywood red carpet. But more on that in a minute. Welcome back, adventurers. I'm Nick, lover of stones and questionable staircases.
And I'm Sharon, lover of history, mystery and stories. And today we're diving into the iconic Doon Castle.
Built in the late 14th century by Robert Stewart, the Duke of Albany, Doon Castle wasn't just a cosy weekend getaway. Nope, it was a royal stronghold, a strategic fortress, and probably pretty drafty too.
Translation: if you were someone important, or you wanted people to think you were, you built something like this.
Castle halls and ancient age, follow the footsteps carved in stone through time we walk.
Just imagine, these walls have seen kings, queens, soldiers, and way too many Game of Thrones fans.
Speaking of which, Doone Castle has been in absolutely everything, from Monty Python's Holy Grail to Outlander, even to Game of Thrones, where it stood in for Winterfell. This place is basically the Meryl Streep of medieval architecture. One thing you'll notice inside Doone is the Great Hall, the medieval equivalent of a flex. Enormous fireplaces, soaring ceilings, and acoustics so good you could probably hear your enemies plotting from across the room. The lord of the castle even has his own personal privy, as well as a direct staircase down to the wine cellar.
Dinner's ready.
Now, fair warning, if you visit, you will be climbing stairs. Tight, twisty, medieval stairs, designed by someone who clearly hated convenience. Bring comfy shoes and leave your fear of heights at the door. Leg day completed.
And this view, worth every single step. Rolling green hills, the River Teith winding like a silver ribbon. It's Scotland showing off. And honestly, we're good with that.
So this is what winning looks like. Medieval lords really know how to pick real estate. One of the best parts about Doone Castle, you don't just admire it from behind a velvet rope. You live it. You can march through the kitchens, sneak into the tower rooms, and yes, even perch in the medieval privy for that authentic 14th century royal flush experience. No judgment here. History's better when you can sit in it.
It's like being handed the keys to the past. No crowds, no off-limit signs, just pure stone-cold adventure. Every echoey hallway invites your imagination to run wild and maybe reenact a sword fight or two.
Time to get up.
Doone Castle, where history and Hollywood collide. Around every corner there's a story or a sword fight waiting to happen.
Thanks for wandering back in time with us. Hit that like button if you enjoyed storming the castle, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to chase us on our next adventure. See you in the next one. Next time we storm the mighty Stirling Castle, chase shadows on an underground ghost tour, and take to the streets of Edinburgh for history, haunts, and a fire festival unlike anything you've ever seen.
From royal halls to pagan flames, it's bold, bizarre, and brilliantly Scottish. Don't miss it.
Subscribe now, because the best stories light up after dark. And make sure to hit that notification button.